Hey there, Wargamers, Shadowrun TCG. Today, boom, we're going to check out some Shadowrun. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for having my 6. I appreciate you being here, helping support what I do. Appreciate you being an awesome lance mate, star mate, whatever the case may be. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. That said, today we're going to do an unboxing of the contents I got from the Shadowrun Kickstarter for the card game. I honestly forgot that this was coming. I know almost zero about Shadowrun, which I say almost zero. It's basically zero. It's been explained to me that this is kind of like sci-fi D&D. Instead of you having swords and shields, you have guns and magic-y things. So think if all your D&D races were in a cyberpunk world. It's what it's been explained to me. Beyond that, I don't know. I have heard that the show Bright on Netflix is very similar to Shadowrun. That's what I have been told. That's it. We're going to go ahead and pop this box open today and see what we've got. Again, I know nothing about it. When I got the notification I was being shipped something from Catalyst, I thought they were sending me some models to do up or showcase on YouTube. Maybe even the Mercenaries box early. Being a CSO artist, that's nothing out of the ordinary. Because I got a box shipped and notification and didn't know what it was. I didn't even get a notification from Kickstarter or the backer kit. I had no idea this stuff was coming. So when I got home today, I was expecting to see Mercenary stuff to help promote that, and instead I had Shadowrun, which is fine. So we're on here today. I'll pop this open. We've got 2 boxes to showcase, and I know very little about it. So let's get the wrapping off here. And before we get into the full contents, I will show you the front and back, which I should have done before I pulled the wrapping off. But there is the front, and I apologize I can't get it fully into frame. The camera can only go up so far. If I zoom all the way out, you see my desk, and it looks really, really bad. You also see the cable for the microphone that's in the way right now. So if we zoom in just a little bit, you don't have to worry about that. So here is the back here. And the box is really nice, very nice and matte. It says that the game can be played in, it says 30 to 120 minutes, so it's a half an hour to 2 hours, 2 to 6 players, 13 plus. It says the box has 348 cards. It lists the types of cards. We've got 121 double-sided tokens, 1 6-sided die, and a rule book. Yeah, so this one's a Shadowrun Edge Zone Magic box. I'm assuming one's more magic, one's more physical. We'll see because I have the other box as well. It says, here's the deal. The opposition is going to make its play. They'll throw critters, security goons, even gangers at you. You'll respond with whatever you have, an array of runners, explosive spells, deadly spirits, and tricks you can employ to get the upper hand. Edge Zone is the Shadowrun upgradable card game that lets you build your team, gear them up, and see what you can handle. The Magic box emphasizes the magic, spellcasting, and summoning side of the game, with enough cards to allow 2 players to build decks and get running. Even better, combine this with the Mayhem deck to let you and your friends fully customize your build and unleash some 6th world mayhem. So yeah, I was kind of right. This is going to be focusing on the magic side. So let's pop this open. Boom. All right, so I don't remember what the MSRP was on this. I think I spent $100 total, maybe 130 with shipping. I don't remember, it wasn't too much. So this is pretty neat. It cracks me up that we've got a dude with a Judge Dredd pin, a 9 Inch Nails pin, a Metallica shirt, and I don't know what the other ones are, but I'm sure someone can identify those. So that cracks me up. In particular, I'm shocked they were able to get, like, he could probably get away with, like, I don't know if this is Metallica, but he definitely has a 9 Inch Nails logo. Shocked that even could make it, but who knows. We're not going to read this. We're just going to flip through and just see what we got. Now that says that has 100 or 348. Is that what the back of the box said? Yep. Okay. So that does match. All right. So we got our player setup. So it's basically going to tell us how to play the game. I like that artwork, not so much this, because we go from like kind of interesting old school, maybe Battletech kind of TCG artwork to something a bit more cartoony. I feel like that's probably going to be a theme here with my opinions of the cards that I see. We'll see. So yeah, it looks like this is basically how to play the game. Yeah. so no frills on that one. We'll see if there's like a primer in here like they do in the Battletech stuff to explain, because I know nothing about Shadowrun. We've got our tokens, and I accidentally just punched one out, whatever these are for, and I just punched the second one out. Cool. Those are pretty easy to get to fall out. Alright, so not a lot in here actually. We get a pair of D6, and we've got some cards. Interesting. The back's different. The backs are the same. Yeah, so this is very no frills. I thought there would be way more going on here, like a primer thing or something. It's just a box with cards, which I assume when you build it, like they're thinking you could put your decks here, probably have separate stacks of cards to sort out different types. Maybe even take the Mayhem box and put it in with the Magic one so you don't have two. But yeah, let's start with this little box or pack here. See what's going on. Okay, so these are the cards you would have people for, or this one like that lets you know what you're doing, just like a little, it says sequence of play, but a cheat sheet to help you keep track of what's going on. This looks like it's so example decks, so you could create 2 pre-mades to learn to play the game. Let's go ahead and get a tighter zoom in here. So you guys, we'll just go through some artwork because I have no idea what any of this does. I'm assuming this is the cost to play. Card stock feels a little thin. This is definitely more of a board game. This is not on the level of old school Magic used to have. This is a little flimsy. I would probably sleeve these if I was going to do any heavy gameplay with them, because I would not want to bend them. But they're very, very thin. Not a very thick stock. So yeah. Again, sleeving's probably going to be the way to go. That's some pretty cool artwork. This one I don't mind. That's interesting artwork. Pretty cool. But you go from that to like something that's, it's definitely more cyberpunky, but yeah, there's a very eclectic set of art here. Yeah, and so you can kind of see kind of a more bright vibe going on with like the little orc cop. Okay. Next up, again, I can't tell you if there's any particular order, rhyme or reason to what is in these, so we're just gonna open them and check out what we have here. Assuming I can find the pull tab. I can't, so faithful. There we go. Just crack the edge with our blade. Well, we tried. Did I get it? It did. Ha, there we go. And I already curled one of the corners. Very cool. GG, super pro. Alright, so let's check out some cards. So, because it's a deck building game, obviously we're probably getting what they would call play sets of them. So, like, we've got 3. I wonder if it'd be like 3 of everything. So, 3 corpse things. Serpent's kind of cool. Yeah. And these are all red themed, so I wonder if each one of these decks is kind of themed. Yeah. It's definitely beyond a hit and run. That's a decapitation there. Hulking bug. Yeah, there's such a wide difference. Like, this is really old looking art. Something I would have expected on like Magic the Gathering cards from my youth. Definitely old school Magic vibe. I wonder. See, that's something I don't like. They don't have the artist down here. It would have been cool to know the artist's name who did it, because then you could actually reference that and see like if they were an artist that did Magic cards. There's probably a list somewhere of people who did the assets for this. Like, you can't. It's hard to see this and not think of some of the old, like unglued Magic cards, for example. For sure. Obviously, we're never going to get a Battletech TCG, the Wizards one, again, but that kind of reminds me of Kefka. We only got one of that one. Is this going to be like our classes? No? Huh, interesting. That's the first one I've only seen one of. So it says unique, maybe that's why. But yeah, we're never going to get the Battletech TCG proper, the old school one again, but it would be cool to get like a box set kind of game where you get to play Battletech with a different style of card game if they can't get the rights to the mechanics. So So these look like a different color. So we've got the kind of purple or blue this time. Shabow. Okay. This is gone. So specials look like we're going to get one of these. Or like Ejecto Fisto, Rocket Fist. 5-figure discount. So, well, this is special. We got one of each, but this one we got 3. So who knows? Yeah, this is definitely less of a review and more of an unboxing for sure. I can't tell you anything about the game, if this was a good pickup or not. I just want to show you what's in here. Maybe at some point I'll get to play with the guys. We'll see. But you can see like the art difference. Like it's so. I mean, maybe the gameplay is good. That would be nice. That's pretty cool. Kind of old vibe. A lot of this is old. I don't like that very different vibe in art, the eclectic art. That's just me. I don't know. I really liked the old TCG or Battletech TCG art, but it was consistent, reasonably consistent, I should say. So there's outliers, but like this is very eclectic. This isn't too bad. It's pretty cool. It's probably some kind of shield play on runner with sorcery. All unarmed runners present get A1 until the end of combat. I wonder if there's like armor 1 or something. Fireball. I mean, I'm assuming that does damage. Play on runner with sorcery. Turn to use attack value. So tap. They're instead of saying tap, they're using turn. I'm assuming. I bet the mechanics that way. Turn to use attack value of fireball in place of user's attack value. Yeah. And you're rolling D6 for damage, so interesting. That's kind of creepy looking. I mean, we got Silver Surfer here. Invisibility. Sleep. That's kind of cool. I actually like that. That's nice. That's nice. We're just sitting here looking at art. And then this one's the one we already saw this. I guess we had some extras because we already saw that one here. So I'm just going to put it there because we saw where that overlap was. Okay. So now we're going into, that was more purple, red, green and stuff. This one's going into like blue, more blue. If I can get that open. There we go. Heavy Street Shaman. Yeah, I guess I'd have to look this up. I think this was in the book. Tells you what those do. So there's another one we only have one of. It's interesting how they've determined a couple of these we only have one of. How they determine what we get one of versus what we get multiples of. It's very interesting. That reminded me of a singer. We got our trucker troll thing. Interesting. Yeah, and again, you can see like the difference in artwork. It's really, again, it's really, really eclectic. I wonder if they're using old assets, unless this was all like. See, that's so like that looks better. Like, I mean, it's fine for into old school stuff, but like this list feels more modern, and I wonder if like some of these are like old assets, because Shadowrun, actually, I don't. That's super cool right there. I don't know if Shadowrun, how much support it's gotten over the years. If it's like BattleTech, we're kind of like stagnated. Stagnated is not the right word, but like if it had went a while without getting support, whereas the fans were super into following it, but like it didn't get a lot of releases, if that actually happened, and if that's the case, if that's why they're using old art assets, it may, if that is what's occurring, or if these are all new assets and they just went with that eclectic view. I wonder if they're using old stuff. That would make sense to me, because they would already have the assets and they could make the game. So yeah, so we got more cards. There we go. I wonder, is he the same color green? No, different color green. So one of the things that I've been thinking of with the channel, that's pretty neat. Doing some non-standard BattleTech stuff. So like this is the BattleTech. It's in the realm because it's Catalyst, right? But I was kind of thinking about picking up like MechWarrior Dark Age starter box, for example. Because we could like do like a throwback thing where we play something like that where it's not like super competitive. We just buy the starter box, play a few videos, and then move on. That could be pretty neat, and probably not super expensive. So yeah, I don't know. It could be cool, fun content, expose people to different stuff, try new things. I'm reluctant on that because nostalgia might get me, because that was my first major war game and it was pushing 20 years ago at this point. I got into it in, I think, 2007, right? So it might be tough to, like, go back. Yeah, that art's goofy looking. That's weird. That's dope. That's cool. And we only get one of that. Like, I want more art assets to look like this. This is sick. Yeah. Alright, so objectives. I'm assuming these are like deck building things. Maybe this is things like, maybe things you're trying to complete. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I just opened it and you're seeing it for the first time. I don't think I even watched the video on how this is played on the Kickstarter. Honestly, when I backed it, it was before the recent Battletech Kickstarter, obviously. This was like a year ago, I think. I want to support what Catalyst was doing because I wanted them to succeed so that I would get more Battletech, so I threw money at this Kickstarter. I don't throw money at everything, but I did for this because I was at a high point for trying to support what they were doing, and I really wanted to see them succeed. So I did not back Leviathans. I think that was prior to. That's super cool. Look at that. That is super dope. So I didn't back that. I think that was because it was more of a minis game, and I have a hard time getting into minis games if I can't guarantee I have someone to play with me. This guy reminds me of like if Benedict Cumberbatch had a baby with, or like the merging mechanic or thing from Dragon Ball Z with the guy from Firefly, the little grunt guy with the gun, which they all had guns, but I think you guys maybe see the resemblance. But anyway, yeah, I have a hard time getting into minis games if I don't have someone to play with me. And I've got so many minis right now. Star Wars Legion, Infinity, Battletech. I still have Warhammer 40K. I can't justify getting more minis if I'm not going to play with Star Wars Legion. I have got Rebel Force, a Clone Force, and the Shadow Collective dudes. I think they're called Shadow Collectives, Maul's Merc dudes. And I hardly get to play. Finding time, finding people, it's not easy. I know two of the guys from the shop, Death Ray Designs, Adam and Neil would play with me. We just can't sync up our schedules well. Also, they not particularly Neil, but Adam bounces around a lot with games that he plays. So, like, we might be on a Legion kick for a little bit and then, shift gears and play something else. And I just sap some of my motivation, I suppose. Oh, hey, look! Another Mage Firebow. Okay, so like some of these decks were split decks, and probably have the other parts of the cards that go with them. So, if I can get that open, struggling to get that tab up. All right, come on. There we go. Maybe I got it. We did. All right. So was the Mage Firebow in this one? It was. So this stack here has the rest of these. So Mage Firebows. Neat. Yo, that's got a real Blade Runner-y vibe. That's cool. Got that appendix carry. But see, you go from like that to that. It's so vastly different. So vastly different. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Alright, so, keeping with trying to do some sorting here. So we got a lot of those. So actually it looks like this goes with all of those. And I think that's bright green. I feel like these go, I think we determined that was a different color. But it's so close. I don't know. If I see more, we'll just plop them with them. For now, they'll just go that way. So locations. these are probably going to all be locations. And for those of you who are, if you're watching this and you're just curious about what's in this, if you are a Shadowrun fan, or perhaps Joe from Death Earth, that's super cool. Look at that. She's neat. That's real neat. Nice. If you are a Shadowrun fan and you want to explain to me some of what is going on, some more objectives here. I would love for you to sound off in the comments below if you'd like. Because I don't know anything about this world, other than what I started out by saying at the beginning of the video. I don't know a lot, and these look like the same kind of color here. So we got this kind of blue color. Yeah, anyway, get sidetracked. If you want to sound off in the comments below and tell me what I don't know or what I should know, I would love to hear from you, because that would be pretty neat. Pretty neat. I feel like there's not much of a rhyme or reason to some of these. These all look the same, so stuck them together. If there's another sorting method I should do later, we shall do so. Let's put over there. I'm not sure how I want to do these. I feel like, is there some? Yeah, so there we go. There's some more of those kind of purpley colored ones. They're kind of mixed in, so let's, there we go. Ugh. Oh my God, I'm struggling here. Thank you. There we go. Alright, so I think that is reasonably assorted. Don't know where this would go, but we'll put it with that stack because that one doesn't have a lot in it. And I think that is the same color, so it goes back there. That is the same color as those. And the color coding may have nothing to do with this, but we're doing it anyway because it makes sense to me. And then these were, so it's all red. This is probably not what you guys came to watch me do. I came to watch you sort cards, Justin. Yeah. Alright, so this was like a darky green, and then we're going to get the bright green. And we've got some more kind of bright green cards here. So there we go. We've got our blue teal, dark green. Put all that together. And what do we have in here? Was that the same color of purplies? What was my cat doing? Mara, stop. Cat's making wild ass noises. Alright, so yeah, these are, we got more green. Alright, so there we go. We got our green. The dark green anyway. There we go. So that's more gear. Alright, and I think let's sort out the light green there. And the kind of teal blue. And I think these are very similar, so we'll put those in. And we got more of those kind of tealy colors. Okay, so there we go. Got our like purpley color. Got these tealy colors, and this one, I just noticed that kind of looks like Michael Myers' face. My camera's already picking up on it too. It was tracking it. So those look like the same colors to me, or close to. So put that together, and then we have our bright green. So looks like we've got some pretty large stacks here, and then some pretty average stacks. And we'll put that one over here. And I'm wondering if you couldn't fit both decks in here. Oh, did I miss these? Did I set those down like a dummy? I think I did. Alright, so I don't know. I wish there was more things so I could sort these out, so when we go through it makes more sense. But I don't know, so we'll just, you know what? It's not anything super crazy. These are in order. We're just going to plop them in the box right now. That's the easiest way. And then I suppose you could take your tokens, and if they've been punched, it looks like you got a little cubby hole on this side where you can put all your tokens. So That goes in. We're going to open up the other side, or other box to accompany this, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of the same style of thing. So let's grab that box. It has a slightly different art asset on the front of it. Get a little zoom out here. Get a little zoom out. Clean up our space here a little bit. Get our trash. Okay. Alright, so here is the other one. We've got the Mayhem. The other one was Magic. And this one says, yeah, we already read that. Edge Zone is the Shadowrun upgrade card game that lets you build your team, gear them up, and see what they can handle. The Mayhem deck emphasizes the matrix, augmentation, and physical combat side of the game, with enough cards to allow 2 players to build decks and get running. Even better, combine this with the Magic deck to let you and your friends fully customize your build and unleash some sixth world mayhem. So, same thing, slightly different. This looks like it's built as kind of a board game box. And they have split it into 2 big boxes. I would have preferred 1 big box for something like this with expansions. Doing it like this, what if you bought one and not the other and you kind of didn't get everything you might want or need? It just seems like you would have put it all together. So, rulebook thing looks the same. Tokens look the same. Dice are the same. And our decks here. So let's get our zoom back in so you guys can see the cards. And it looks like the colors are the same, so you could probably just sort these into one container, one box, not the end of the world. So let's get this open. Struggling. So we've got our example decks. And, yeah, so we've got a Mayhem and a Magic, okay. And then our sequence card. See if I start to recognize any similar assets. Yeah, so still seeing that kind of eclectic artwork. That's kind of neat. I guess, do ghosts exist in this universe in Shadowrun? I'm kind of hoping that Joe from DRD jumps on this video. That's really cool. That looks like J. Jonah Jameson. Is that his name from Spider-Man? If he was in this game. And this guy looks cool. It's like a little cybernetic stuff. It's pretty neat. But yeah, anyway, I'm hoping Joe from DRD, friend of mine, I'm hoping he jumps on this video and starts filling me in. I know he is a Shadowrun fan. He knows a lot about it. And I just think it would be really neat if he wanted to explain some stuff to me. Or get in the comments and interact with you guys. You can see there's a bow in these. I don't know why. Like I said, these are very, very thin cards. Probably helps keep the price down. Again, if I was going to be playing this with any regularity, I would sleeve them to prolong their life. Because I feel like they're going to be prone to just getting warped. Also, like the edges kind of curl up a little bit with the process. So like you can tell the quality of these is not the same as like a traditional TCG you would come to expect. Or at least when I played Magic, I hear the quality on the Magic cards has really dropped. That's kind of neat. But yeah, still kills me the difference in art. Or art styles. Nerps. Drive by. So I'm being a smart boy this time, and I'm trying to kind of sort these as I go. Loaded dice. Play before target player rakes a d6 roll. Modify the d6 roll by +1 or -1. Interesting. So you have to modify the roll before you know what it is, so that's pretty cool. Moonlighting. Reawakened. So we already saw one of those. He was in this deck, I think. No, is it this one? We saw him at the beginning. Yeah. So I guess these are all kind of the same or close to it. There's a slight color difference, but it's so close. So I don't know. Actually, I guess I should know. This says special, so and these don't. So we'll put specials with specials. There we go. And those other ones look like people. Alright, we got our challenge cards. Struggling getting these pull tabs here. If I could get to it, thank you. Yeah, this is how it feels at work right now. The geese are really taking over. Barney Fife. Hilarious. Yeah, and you can see again, even just between those two, the art difference, right? It's pretty wild to me. Whoops. Apologize if you guys are getting any background noise. I feel like it's probably minimized, but things going on, family around, dogs freaking out, cat was messing with stuff, so it happens. New place, filming, trying to get used to it. Probably should have closed my door. I didn't, but it happens. That's cool. Yeah, that's bizarre looking. But see, it's so crazy. Like, it's such a wild art style. So different. Alright, so now we're into something else. Some contracts. Elven Hitman. Wild. Like, so it's so different. Right? I'll be pretty curious if Joe wants to play this. I sent him a picture of it when I got it, of the boxes. I figured maybe he'd be interested, but we'll see. I got the Playmats too. Probably shouldn't have sprung for that, but it did, because I figured if I was going to play like a board game, might as well have everything, right? Or everything enough in a box. This looks like America Chavez from Marvel, if she was in Shadowrun. That's pretty cool. That's neat. But yeah, I figured if I had everything in a box, I could be roll out the mats, grab your decks, play the game. That was kind of my thought process. That's cool. You guys have multiple arms. Wild. That looks like something from the Labyrinth. Looks like Hoggle. Looks like a Hoggle. A little bit. Friends of Humanity. Another Hoggle looking dude. Yo, look at that. It's Natasha Kerensky if she was an elf. That's interesting. Again, this is so wildly different. Got her Zoid. Monofilament Whoop. Got a Trash. It's kind of neat. Reminds me of the kind of the finger thing from Johnny Mnemonic. Remington 900. FNHAR. Alright, so we're into locations. Gear, like, it's so wildly, like, in different orders. Because we'd already seen these, and they're sorted weirdly. My OCD's telling me I should go sort that right here, but I'm not. I'm not doing it right now. Yeah, so this one's really odd. Again, there's another one of those, and it's out of order. Yeah, so I don't want to have to sit here and resort all of them. At least they're in the correct stack, I suppose. Yeah, these are out of order too. Bizarre. That's cool. I've seen definitely several of that come through. Yo, that's crazy. Like Chun-Li, but with a fist. Dawn of Atlantis. Yeah, so I apologize. This unboxing is basically turned into just looking at pretty cards. Perhaps it was a good background noise while you guys are doing something. We're approaching towards the end of the stack of things I have here. But I suppose I could have tried to read the rules, but after the move, I just don't have the time right now. I didn't even know this was coming. Did not know it had shipped out. Definitely try and talk to Joe and see if we can't sit down and learn to play this, though. I think it'd be pretty cool. Especially because it's like a board game and low stakes. You know, we didn't have to paint any minis. Just sit down, play the game. That card was struggling to get lined up. Interesting. Okay. So objectives, which are not that. So yeah, objectives here. Okay. Interesting. Looks like an old school G.I. Joe or something. Ooh, that guy's kind of... Oh, that's the guy off the rule book. Cool. Orc Prime Runner. Neat. He definitely looks cooler than that guy does. Looks like a squat. You see, like, look at that. They're so vastly different. It's wild. I can barely see what he even is. Yep. Alright, did we have a stack for that? We did, right over here. Boop, boop. The last deck of cards here. This is the last deck. Okay, so it's contact human, and that is gear. I don't think we have any contacts here. Okay. More gear. Because we put things in weird orders. GM Nissan Doberman. Okay. Hunter Drone. Kind of reminds me of, was it Sliver? Looks kind of like a Sliver from Magic. There we got our UFO. Nissan Roto Drone. I love that they are still in the mindset of like future modern, kind of like how things in Battletech were made by corporations that we are familiar with. That's cool. Yeah. I do wonder how it's going to play. Joe, if you're watching this, let me know if this is something that's kind of cool, kind of Fallout vibe. If you're watching this, let me know if you are interested in... See, then yeah, we already had a monofilament whip in here too, which means that this is way out of order, and old Justin here does not feel like going through to sort that out. So, it's not going to happen. Oh, we did have contracts. So, contact. So, contact. Boom. Okay. So, yeah, that was the cards. Yeah, that was anticlimactic. I just got to the end and just stopped. I will grab the... oof, that's a little tight. I'll grab the... whatchamacallit? Jeez, my brain is just flopping. I'll grab the Playmats here in just a second as I get these guys sorted back in. At least they're in a particular order now. Not a very good one because I just messed it all up, but they're in some kind of order. So yeah, that is the Mayhem box. Tokens. Hoping that Joe's interested in playing this, otherwise it's going to sit on a shelf because I'm not going to play by myself. It's not going to happen. So boom, boom. I wish we had got more artwork that looks like this stuff. Like, it's very different than what was on the cards. I mean, we do have that one on the card that was in there. But there's such a variety. And finally, Here are the Playmats. I got 2. So again, as a 2-player game, I wanted both players to be able to play right out of the box. So if we put together a deck, or 2 decks rather, and then you roll out your mat, you can get right to playing. And let's pull out, sorry for the noise, a little ASMR for you. So there we go. Here is our Mayhem one, which I can't quite get fully into view. So we've got our, the thing on this I like is that, and this one actually has the art, or the artist written on it. I like that it's got the play areas listed. So if you're learning to play, that will help you out. I find this setup kind of weird. I thought that the rules were talking about like tapping cards, but no, that's legitimately like some weird stack. That's bizarre to me. And let's check out the other one, which oddly looks cooler. This is playmat number 2. And we got our like little same play areas, little tinker guy in the back, but like it just looks, it's art that wasn't on anything else, I don't think. So pretty neat. That is pretty cool. Let me look at the other box just to make sure I'm not crazy. The magic one, yeah. So like Mayhem box is here. I figured magic would be on this one, and it's not. It's a different box. So with that said, folks, as anticlimactic as that is what I picked up from the Shadowrun card game Kickstarter. If you want to sound off in the comments below, if you know anything about Shadowrun and want to share with me, please do so. I'd love for you to share your knowledge and let me pick your brain a little bit so I get familiar. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them, which means I can't because I don't know enough about this game or universe, but you can ask them if you want to. And as always, if you want to help support what I do, check out the links in the description down below. Fortress Miniatures and Games for anything, Battletech, all that you need. Death Ray Designs if you want to pick up some stuff that we make on my day job. Monument Hobbies if you want to pick up some paints. And as always, if you want to be a patron supporter, that's awesome. So go ahead and scroll our list of awesome patrons. And as always, folks, thank you for hanging out. Keep painting your models, keep rolling your dice, keep playing your games, and I'll catch you guys next time.